Hello there beautiful makeup lovers, thanks for stepping by today and welcome to this tag video. I'm going to do the tag that was created by Zeyn San. I hope I'm saying this right. You're gonna find a link to her channel down below. I watched a bunch of her videos because I have been really enjoying her channel, but she never actually said her name in any of these videos. So if you're watching this and you know how to say the name correctly, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm really sorry if I'm butchering the name. As I said, you're gonna find the link down below. Please check out her channel. Her video on the tag is really nice. I think the questions she came up are really cool, and also the other videos that she has on her channels are really like inspired. Just someone genuinely enjoying makeup, someone who really likes to just talk about makeup and do makeup, and I really enjoy this. Especially she has this kind of art inspired series on her channel that is really beautiful. Can only recommend you, so please check her out. She is super sweet, and also she really knows how to do makeup. I did discover her channel because she did this tag, and I'm really happy I did. I became a big fan of it really quickly, and yeah, so check her out, you're not gonna regret it. But I learned through this tag, actually through Bia. Bia did this tag on her Instagram account. I'm gonna leave it down below, linked as well. It's called Imaginary Cosmetics, and she does there a lot of like she creates imaginary palettes with the singles that she has, and I really like to read her posts because she puts a lot of thoughts in how she puts this together. She makes like a quad every time, like a like half neutral, half colorful quad. She does like palettes that are, for example, like for spring or something like this. So she does have a really cool thing going on there. I really like it. I find it really inspiring. She tests how this works, and then she lets you know after a while if her palette concept was really that good thought through or not. I really enjoy it. She has also this kind of minimalistic style of collecting makeup, not like me, it's like a hoarder. She really puts a lot of thought in what she buys, and I really admire that. And she has always a lot of tips on how to use eyeshadows differently and everything, so definitely check her out. She also has a second Instagram account, which is more like her personal account, where she posts her looks and stuff. So I'm also going to link it down below, so you find all this there. And this was a very long intro but I really wanted to give these ladies the credits they deserve, and now we're gonna get into the questions. So it's a single eyeshadow tag, and here we go. The first question is, do you prefer buying single shadows or palettes? So for me, I cannot really say this or that. I do have to say that everything has its own purpose. So with singles, for instance, you do have this kind of like creative process in it. Like you pick them out yourself, you know, you go on a website of a brand, you check out all the different shades they have, which ones are you going to be interested, which ones you may not be so interested in, and which ones, you know, are too similar to buy in one order, which ones you already have in your collection. So there's a lot of creative thinking behind there. And also when you get them, you know, you take them out of their little holders, you put them in your magnetic palettes, you know, you arrange them nicely together where they look nice or in the order that inspires you the most. And then when you create looks with them, it's not so like you do have to think about which single shadows you're going to put together a look. And I think that's the biggest difference to a palette. In a palette, all this kind of creative process, except of the actual putting together of the shadows on your eyes, is a bit done for you. You know, the people in the company create a palette, and therefore you don't need to think about it. You just put a palette in your cart and that's it. And also when you use a palette, it's more, you know, more straightforward. There was already someone behind it who hopefully thought out a useful color story, and it's already kind of predetermined what you're going to do there. And so therefore this is sometimes very handy if you don't have a lot of time going through your singles, picking out stuff, you know, you just want to kind of find a look already kind of a bit thought out for you. Then a palette can be really convenient, but therefore singles are more creative. So I would say that if somebody made me decide if I have to use singles or palettes for the rest of my life, I would definitely go for singles, because there's nothing like, I feel like $1,000,000 if I come up with a look using only my single shadows, like, you know, all over, like choosing from all of my brands and stuff and put it together, and I really like the look. It has something so creative, it has just this unique flair to it that a palette can rarely give you. So I say I wouldn't want to miss this in my life, so I would definitely go with singles, but I like both. That was a long answer, wasn't it? Let's get to the next question. When did you start buying single shadows? What got you into them? Okay, somebody outside was screaming. What did get me into single eyeshadow? So there are two phases to this. So when I was not too much into makeup, like I was more this kind of person who would just put one shadow all over her lid. I wouldn't do any elaborated eye looks. I would just put one color over my lid and call it a day. And that was maybe like probably like 12, 13 years ago. And then I always bought this kind of like just compact little singles. I had like 2 or 3 of them that were all the eyeshadows that I had, and this one I still have from these days. That's pretty old actually. So this is just a regular brown shade. I would put it all over my lid and that's it. You know, I wouldn't do anything elaborated about it. And then I would always buy these compacts, but for more practical reasons, because I didn't see any sense in buying like a big palette. I was like, why should I need that many shades? I just need one to put all over my lid, that's it. And that's when I always bought this from practical reasons, this little compact, you know, from Catrice, Maybelline, something like this. And then I had this time where I actually wore no eyeshadow, and then I got more into eyeshadow again, and I started to buying like these little quads from Maybelline, from Kiko and brands like that. And then I got more and more into eyeshadow, doing more and more elaborated looks, if you want to call them like that. And then I got also interested again in the singles, what we probably consider today in the beauty community like this more typical singles, you know, like something like this ones you just put like in your palette and that's it, in a magnetic palette. And those I was always a little bit afraid to pick up, because I was like, you know, I would like to swatch them before. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the right shades and if they don't go together. So then I really wanted to go into a store and do that. And the only store I knew about it at this time was the MAC store, where I could do something like this, at least in Berlin, where I was living at this moment. And then but the MAC store in Berlin, they're always like crazy full. You cannot go in there just like silently and with a lot of calm picking your palettes. No, it's a crazy thing going on there. And then I came across an Inglot store, and then I picked up this quad from Inglot, and I had the best time picking this out, because there was this woman there who was working there, and there was no one in the shop, which was great for me, bad for them I guess. But she had like all the time in the world, she was swatching with me all the things, all the different colors, and we were like, yeah, what do you like this? It was just such a fun experience. And I think that was really the thing that kicked me off, like getting more singles. Like this quad was the beginning, and then I just got more and more and more throughout the time, got more confident also picking them out on the internet, because this woman also gave me a lot of nice tips, you know, what to look for when you pick out singles and stuff. So it was really cool, like human to human experience. And yeah, so that's what got me into singles, I guess. Okay, next question is, what are your favorite brands, formulas of single shadows? So I would like to divide this up. So mattes. With mattes, I have only a first place. Like, I don't divide this up, because my absolute matte favorite formula is from Sydney Grace. I love the Sydney Grace mattes. Let me just show you quickly. So here I have like most of my cool tones from Sydney Grace, like greenish, bluish stuff. And like this corner here, I just love it. Like these mattes are just so good, and I really love them. I just think they are the best matte formula. Have like such a silky velvety texture. You almost have to know nothing, you know, you don't have to be a pro or anything to put those on your lids. They just go on there almost by themselves. Like, let me swatch you. This one is by far my favorite. This is called Scuba Diver. This is such a pretty shade and I just love it so much. And do you see how effortlessly and smooth? I mean, a swatch only tells a part of the story, I know that, but it's just, it's really like, it's swatch it, it works on your lid. It's just so pigmented, so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I haven't found any other formula that just comes close in singles to this formula. So I really love the Sydney Grace matte formula. Absolutely beautiful. Totally recommend it to everybody. And you can see, like, this is just one of my Sydney Grace palettes. So I'm really into the mattes of Sydney Grace. So for shimmers I did divide it up a little bit because I feel like shimmers have very different textures. So I wanted to go first with shimmers that are kind of, you know, shimmers that more tend to be not super metallic, like what would you call them? Like classic shimmers, I would say. And for classic shimmers, it's maybe not that classic, but it's not a super metallic formula, and it's also not like, it's not just a super opaque metallic shimmer formula that maybe people have in mind. But I really love all the shimmers that I have from Makeup with Rising Phoenix. Those are just the best. I love those. I use them so often and I think they're so beautiful because they're not the super foil metallic, but they're glitter based shimmers, and they are not sheer either, but they have like this kind of incorporated glitter that I just love, and that just hits, you know, like when the light hits right, you can see it like with like really like a water reflecting. It's absolutely beautiful. I really love those. These are from the Greek Monsters and Beasts collection, so I don't know if all the other shimmers are like this. I think maybe just from this collection, but I really love them. Let me swatch you out one. Maybe the purple. Let me see. There. This is the color Pegasus, and it's just so beautiful. I really love it. Okay, you cannot really see this incorporated glitter I'm talking about, but I will try to make a like close-up swatch, and if I succeed, I'm going to insert it now. It just has the most beautiful glitter to it. Let's maybe swatch one more, which is this shade, which is a more of a sheerer base, but I really love it as well. This is the color Impusa, which has kind of like a peachy, baby pink base. Yeah, but you can also not see the glitter. I think it's just so beautiful. I really love it, and I don't know why this brand is not super famous and sells like crazy. I don't know, but absolutely beautiful shimmer formula. Makeup with Rising Phoenix, definitely my favorite shimmer formula when it comes to non-metallics. Next one, after I cleaned my arms. So the one formula that I really love, which in my opinion leans a bit more metallic, that I really enjoy, is from Lethal Cosmetics. I really love their shimmer formula. I have like so many Lethal Cosmetic palettes. I have 3 here and I have one more over there, which is buried on the other palettes, so I'm not gonna get it. And here, for instance, we have one of the palettes. It's just random. This is not a collection that I have here, but those are just so beautiful. And this here is, for instance, the color Ascension, which is absolutely beautiful. I really love this one. I mean, look at this. Isn't this just really beautiful? I love the formula. It's so easy to go on. It doesn't have fallout. It lasts all day, and it's just absolutely pretty. Then, for instance, we have here also the color Spirit, which is this purple. So I'm gonna swatch this one for you. Also absolutely beautiful. It's just so foiled. It's really, really metallic. I really, really love those. It's, I don't know, like I have to find yet a shimmer from them that would disappoint me. I just think they have the most beautiful metallic shimmers. For instance, also the color Vertex from their Hive collection, which is this really nice green here. I absolutely enjoy this one. So beautiful. So beautiful, all of them, aren't they? Aren't they the most beautiful metallic shimmers? Like, I know they're not this super, super, super foiled thing, maybe. I enjoy them so much. I really think this is my favorite metallic shimmer formula to go for within my collection, and I really love it. Like, I also think that Sydney Grace has a couple of really nice shimmers, but she's very inconsistent in her shimmers. Some shimmers are somehow like a bit lackluster and some are really beautiful, so it's not consistent enough for me to call it my favorite formula. And one more shimmer formula that I want to talk about, oh boy, I have the feeling this video is gonna be long, is the duochromes from the Witchcraft and Alchemy collection from Clionadh Cosmetics. So those are definitely my favorite duochromes. As you can see, they are beautiful. Like, it's so, but they are really hard to swatch. I'm gonna swatch out one of them, but I think it's gonna be difficult for the camera to pick up. I also try to, if I can get a close up there. I think maybe you can actually see what I mean. I think it's absolutely beautiful. They have this absolute nice formula that is this duochromes, which are just, this was the color Amulet, by the way, which are more, you know, they're not this super like triochrome or multichrome shades. They're just like classic duochromes, and they are like, you know, they have this more iridescent shift that is very incorporable in many things. Like, I feel like sometimes the super opaque multichromes, they're just a little bit too much for every look. So I really love this kind of subtle iridescent duochromes that Clionadh has. This Witchcraft and Alchemy collection is so beautiful. I'm using this really a lot. Let me swatch you out one more. Maybe this one, which is the color Gecko's Tail, which is like a green with a silver shift. Absolutely, with a gold shift, excuse me. And this one is just so beautiful as well. It doesn't show up as pretty as I was hoping it to be, but it's really pretty, I promise. I promise. So, do you see it maybe a bit better? So, I think the duochromes from Clionadh Cosmetics from the Witchcraft and Alchemy collection are just so beautiful. I really love them. This is definitely a singles palette that I reach for a lot if I do like looks that I want to, you know, create to myself, and absolutely love it. I feel like this is gonna be a pretty long video. I'm sorry about that. Next question. If you could only pick 3 singles as the crown jewels of your collection, what would they be? Whew, people, this was really difficult to do, okay? I was like, how can I choose only 3? And this is mainly due to the fact because I have just too many single eyeshadows, but I managed and I put them all in this palette. So my first pick is gonna be, and actually it's really funny because I picked out the crown jewels like before I did my favorite formula, so you will see. But just one thing that also Zeyn said in her video, that mattes are for me more practical thing. I do love if a matte is vivid in the crease and everything, but usually, you know, the shades that really get me, like when I'm really like, exquisite, these are shimmer shades. So all of those are shimmers. And my first one is gonna be from Lethal Cosmetics. This is the color Backdraft, and I really love this one. It's kind of like peachy golden shade that I'm just such a sucker for. I love this kind of color. It's just super beautiful. I really, really love it. So do you see this kind of like subtle golden sheen to it? It's just so beautiful. I love this kind of color. It's just definitely my drive. And then the next one is the color Minotaur from Makeup with Rising Phoenix. Do you see a pattern? So this is this one. It has this kind of like seafoam base and like gold and seafoam glitter in it. It's just so stunning, and I think the camera of course will not do it any justice. Let me see. Oops, picked up a little bit too much. Or maybe you can actually see. I think this one is so beautiful. I'm also gonna insert you close-up swatches of all 3 shades after I revealed the 3rd shade. It's just, I don't have anything like this in my collection, honestly. It has this like seafoam base with this really beautiful golden silver glitter, and it's just stunning. I really love it. And then we have, as the 3rd one, the color Calcs from Bia.and.the.makeup Cosmetics from their Alchemy Witchcraft collection, which is, well, let me just swatch it for you. It's a lavender base with like a really intense purple shift to it, and I really love this one. I'm also hoping that the camera doesn't really pick it up, but it's so beautiful. I'm so sorry for the shade. Doesn't really pick up how beautiful this is. The camera, I hope the close-up will pick it up better, but it's this really beautiful blue base with this lavender shift. It's just so stunning. And if blues and purples come together in one shade, I'm all here for it. That's basically what I'm living for, I guess. And yeah, so so these are the 3 all together. And actually I'm really surprised that there's no like teal shade or something in there, because I actually really love those, but somehow those were the ones that in the end I have to say they're really unique in my collection, and those are the ones where I'm like, every time I put them I feel, yes, that's the stuff. And these are the ones that come often also to my mind if I create like looks in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna use Minotaur for Makeup with Rising Phoenix, and then, you know, it's also about this. I feel like the ones that are, you know, close to your heart. This was the 4th question. Let's go to the 5th question. What brand singles do you want to try in the future? There are many I want to try. I want to try definitely Luxie Beauty, because they are supposed to have a fabulous shimmer formula. I definitely want to try Sugar Pill because they're supposed to have absolutely fabulous mattes. I want to try Nabla because I haven't tried Nabla yet, which is crazy. I want to try Makeup Geek because I've never tried Makeup Geek either. And yeah, so like kind of like it's a mix between classics where I feel like I should have tried it, and some indies. Like I would also really love to try Give Me Glow Cosmetics, or there's just so many, like these are the ones that just come onto my mind, you know. And it's not a like list and that's it. There's so many that I want to try, so I'm not gonna go on with this because there are so many that I want to try. What if any are, this is the next question, what if any are some of your single shadow color gaps? Well, if you will see the answer to my next, or if you hear the answer to my next question, I don't think there is none, I think. Maybe vivid, a bit more vivid matte singles, because I buy a lot of mattes from Sydney Grace, but she's lacking a little bit this kind of really vivid colors, or they're always sold out, like, you know, really intense ones. And from this I have a couple from Colored Rain, but it's just like a 6, I believe. And yeah, so maybe a little bit this, but not too much. Honestly, not really. So let's get to the next question that will explain a little bit my the one that I just gave the answer. And this is, how many single eyeshadows do you own or do you have? And Zeyn said in her video in the description box, if you don't really want to count all of them, you can also just give us an estimate or a picture of them. And I gotta tell you, I'm not a big fan of parading around my collections. I don't like this. I don't like collection videos. I don't like people filming their collections. And therefore I am not going to make a picture or anything of it, but I made an estimate of them. And the estimate is that I made an estimate on how many single eyeshadows fit more or less in one palette and how many palettes I have, like magnetic palettes. And my estimate is that I have around 150 single eyeshadows. Okay, way too many, I know. But it's also mainly due to the fact that my single eyeshadows I never declutter. I declutter a lot my eyeshadow palettes, because when I go for my eyeshadow palettes, I see one that I don't like. Actually, you don't like this one so much. I'm like, out. But with single shadows, I somehow never do that. I don't know why, but I don't have this thing, because, you know, it's just this little shadow holding up space. Who cares, really? But I should do it. I definitely, like, doing this tag definitely showed me that I should do a declutter of my single eyeshadows pretty soon. And no, I'm not gonna film it. Okay, so the last question, actually, yeah, we made it. The last question is, does your single shadow collection lean towards a certain color family? Is one color family overrepresented? If so, what is it? So I definitely have shades that I love to buy. For instance, like I showed to you, where is it? If somebody offers like one of those peachy golden shimmer shades, I'm gonna buy it. If I buy from your brand, I will definitely buy this one, because I just love this kind of shade. It goes really well, I feel, with my eye color. It really makes my green eyes pop. I really love this kind of color. It's just something, I just love it. Peachy, corally, like this peach leaning more towards being coral, not peach leaning so much more to like pale peaches, you know, like really corally peaches with a golden shift. You're gonna get me with this, as well as with kind of duochromy, purpley, blue duochrome shimmers. I'm gonna get that for sure. If you have that from your brand, count me in. So yeah, that's definitely these two shades. This are kind of two shimmer shades that I always will pick up most of the time when I buy from a new brand. But I think in general my collection is pretty balanced out. I don't feel that I over purchase one color. I don't have the feeling that I'm super overrepresented in one color family. I don't have too many browns, for instance, but just because I don't like them. But I have a lot of blues, I have a lot of peaches, I have a lot of pinks, because I also love pinks, I have a lot of purples. So I couldn't think of a color family that's overrepresented. Maybe underrepresented, but that's because I don't see it as a gap, as in the question before. It's more so of a wanted shortage. Does this make sense? I hope so. So these were actually all the questions. I made it. I filmed way too long, but it's a tag that I found really, really interesting. Thank you, Zeyn, so much for creating this tag. I think you did a really great job coming up with these questions. And yeah, so please check out her video. Don't forget to check out also Bia, that's also linked down below. Let me know in the comments down below, what would you have answered? What are your favorite formulas? Which colors you always go for? What are the things that you just go nuts about single eyeshadows? What are your crown jewels? I would love to know all of those answers. And also, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of videos. If you would consider subscribing to my channel, that would be great, and then we can see each other in my next video. Bye bye.